do it with this, right? Right there. Right there. We could do that. We could definitely do that. And then, HSR feels different to me now. And this is in a good way because I'm phrasing it in that way because of the fact that I had took a step back from HSR for a good while due to health reasons and some things that turned me off about HSR in the past. And so what I wanted to do, since I was in a mid Amphorius run, um, I decided to just jump straight into plain Arcadia so that I can go in with a fresh, new, more open mindset, be more open to things about HSR and see if HSR got any better with the 4.0 patch. So I was just trying to look for something that reminded me of what made me love HSR in the first place. And one of the huge draws for me was the humor. Um, so let's go ahead and talk about those few things that turned me off. It was the English VA wars, and that's what I call it. All those drama issues with AI and controversial takes, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. It ruined the story for me because there's some characters that always had a voice, and because of these issues, they no longer was voice in the game. So it made some scenes, some pivotal scenes, like feel very off. The need for it to be more serious, and I understand, when it comes to lore and wanting it to be more detailed and more serious, but my glaring issue with Amphorius was just the fact that there were some hype moments. There were peak moments in Amphorius. However, it felt like there were some things that was some dialogue that went on for like 30 to 40 minutes that could have been condensed to like maybe 15 to 20 minutes. And so that turned me off too. It was almost as if the story was being stretched as far and wide as the Grand Canyon of the wound of Aphrodite. I mean, I just lost interest because of that. So my hopes when going into 4.0 is that these frustrations would feel misplaced. My judgment would change, right? So I rejoined with patch 1.4, doing Arcadia, playing Arcadia, just playing the game and see what I can enjoy out of it, right? And the humor felt far more consistent. To me, the music in playing Arcadia was like mega bops, even better than Amphorius. Now, Amphorius, they definitely had some bops of their own, but it was like with playing Arcadia, it was more consistent to me. Uh, we finally get some good nameless lore about Mommy Himi, Himiko. My flat chested gremlin Sparkle makes a triumphant return. The fact that they had platformer style puzzles, which is obviously a nod to Mario and Mario Maker, was not the love about that, especially if you grew up off of Mario games, which I have. So I really respected that spit. That I saw the vision with that. So there was a lot to be happy about. I would say the one slight disappointment that I had was the fact that our boy Welt no longer had his original VA Corey Landis. I mean, Corey was with us since the very beginning, and it sucked that things didn't quite work out. I think it was just mainly a contractual kind of issue. It wasn't nothing mind blowing or controversial. And I'm not saying that the new VA for Welt is terrible. I just feel that Corey's version was just perfect. Chef's kiss. Probably make some people jump the fence. I'm just saying. And then my raging goon from within is definitely hype for that Robin SP. I honestly didn't think Hoyo had it in him to do anything related to like summer and bikinis, bro. The fact that they actually went in and did that, it gives me hope that there's a chance that maybe we'll get some continuous sprinkles of goon every now and then. Just saying. But then they got me. with Ren. And to add more fuel to the fire, it's not only Ren, but they fused Ren with Ishtar from from Fate Grand Order, and so you'll be seeing Ren in the upcoming part 2 of the Fate collab, which is just a must for me. That was it. Fate Grand Order was fun. Ishtar was one of my favorite characters. She was cool as hell. Personality was very hilarious and cute at the same time. But dude, what sealed the deal for me was the inclusion of something I never thought Hoyo would do, and that is team attacks with the right pairing of characters, and that spit blew my fudging mind. During the early days of HSR, I remember I was in a stream and I was talking to my viewers about the probability of team attacks based on pairings, and the fact that Hoyo cooked and made it where the fake characters actually have team attacks is absolutely insane. I mean, like, pretty much everyone should have Archer if they've been playing the game. I'm not sure if people could still get Archer if they haven't, but if you could still, dude, if you get Ren, you have a team attack with Archer. And then I believe Saber has a team attack with Gilgamesh if you wind up getting both Saber and Gilgamesh. So I mean, like, I'm really hoping that there's a probability that maybe later down the road, characters that you own may wind up having team attacks. I know that's a stretch, but that would be freaking amazing if that winds up happening. Not only that, if you're able to pull, I would even recommend pulling Himiko Nova, because of the fact that Himiko Nova is actually very free-to-play friendly, since all you have to do is pair her up with nameless characters, and you get special support abilities that could be triggered with Himiko Nova. So I mean, that's freaking amazing, because like when I look back at the characters for playing Arcadia, it was very meta heavy, to the point where if you have one character, you have to have the other in order to take advantage of the bonuses that you get from AHA. So that's not an issue with Himiko Nova. So I feel like that would be a really good free-to-play option. Now I'm no sweat. I'm just assuming that would be a good option for people that's more free to play. Cause like I'm kind of like more on the verge of free to play now when I play HSR, because there's so many gacha games that I dab into it. Now the thing that I recently learned ever since I started playing HSR again is the inclusions of the Celestial Invitation and the Golden Companion Spirit items. That spit actually surprised me. I mean, being able to have a bit more control over losing 50-50s by stating which characters you would prefer to get out of the bunch that Hoyo actually allows, that's freaking amazing. It'll make you feel, less salty. Especially if you wind up getting a character that you don't want. You know what I mean? Like, imagine already having some decent sustained characters and then you lose your 50-50 to Jabard. I don't think you would feel too good. Because, I mean, that happened to me before, so I wasn't too enthusiastic about that. Players now are given Golden Companion Spirit items for free every once in a while, and that's freaking dope as well. I mean, especially if you hold on to them, you hold your cock and use it when you feel the need to, or there's a character that's among the list of characters that you really would like to get. I mean, it definitely feels like Hoyo is a bit more generous than usual, but like I said, what do I know, right? Once again, I don't know the current, everything about the meta of the game right now. I'm not a sweat when it comes to end content, so it's not like I can tell you what selections are good for the current content that is out right now. However, it just makes you feel like free-to-play players have more to work with, at least. And this is hell of a lot more generous than Genshin Impact. I'm sorry, Genshin, but you're always the butt end of the joke. But let's be honest, and I played a hell of a lot of Genshin Impact, and definitely stopped playing Genshin Impact. I dropped that game like a bad habit because of the things that Hoyo is doing with Genshin and the lack of effort that I feel Genshin Impact, the devs of Genshin Impact is actually doing. So it's like fudge that game. you know, Now, one thing that I've noticed about the dialogue is definitely getting better. Because I noticed a few segments that changed quite a bit as far as the presentation during dialogue. A really good example of that would be the conversation between Dan Hung and Blade during what was it, 4.0, 4.1? I don't remember what patch or what patch number that scene is in, because I just finished the battle with Sparksy, and right now it's like I'm in that part of the story where it's the what was that the Star Rail Con, Star Rail Con, not Sparksy Con, but that Star Rail Fest, I think they called it. So you might as well call it Star Rail Con shit. You know what I mean? So um I'm just hoping that they continue to keep doing more and they keep making the presence that much more stronger with the dialogue, because I just see things getting better and better with Honkai Star Rail, and it's like slowly but surely. Tell me what you think about all this in the comment section below. Tell me what you agree with. Tell me if I'm just spitting bullshit. It's whatever. It'll help build the algorithm. But hey, if you want to talk more about HSR and other gotcha and spit like that, I do more live streams than I do videos. So hey, I would love to chat it up with you during the next live stream that I do. So if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video or live stream. Peace and God bless. And I'd just like to give a huge shout out to those of you that watched this video all the way up to this point. You guys are fudging goated. I'll see you next time, and like always, good.